So I want to talk about how do you actually survive your PhD. It's like surviving anything that is challenging, and you have to figure out what it is that motivates you beyond any of the sort of things that are standard that everybody talks about, like money, for example, or fame or anything like that. And you have to think about what is it that you are doing this thing. It is a creative process where you have to think about things that are beyond the sort of bigger picture that people talk about within popular culture or that is idolized. And I think it's kind of really silly to focus on those things because they don't happen, and frankly they really don't matter in your life that much. So if you don't know me, I am Professor Dave Massack. I'm an Associate Professor of Innovation Strategy and Entrepreneurship. And I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There's so many people that help me out that I want to pay the favor forward to help you out. So we have these sort of things that we want to get to, and most of us get an education. When you start out getting an education, you think that it's to achieve those particular things, right? We want to get more money in our life, for example. That's a really big and noble thing to pursue. We want to, get status or fame or something like that, and that's a really big, noble thing to do. And when we get into, graduate school, we learn that we can get those things by getting more publications, for example. Getting more research publications makes you that much more famous. All of those things really do not matter in the grand scheme of things in terms of getting you throughout the day. If you're an Olympic athlete, you think about getting that gold, getting to that one moment of getting there, but that doesn't matter in the day-to-day. What you need to do and focus on is enjoying the process for what it is and thinking about that you are doing this little tiny thing every day that is somewhat exciting. And so you have to focus on the creative process. You have to focus on the things that are really small, that are uniquely exciting just for you, and nobody else gets that thing. So whether it's changing a few words and you have the sort of new insight in how you perceive something, or you read something that's pretty novel or interesting, or somebody just says, hey, you did a good job. All of those little things are the things that you need to look for to get you through the day-to-day, to get to the very end. You don't do any big endeavor. You don't do you don't do a PhD. You don't do your undergraduate degree. You don't do create a business. You don't do write a book, anything like that, by just focusing on those secrets that are out there, right? Like those little things. You do it by simply enjoying the process and really not focusing on the bigger things. And I know that there's this real big tension that we face because we all want to have fame, we all want to make more money, and all of those kind of things. Those are really big and noble things, and they're really important in our day-to-day life, but that's not how you get there. You get there taking the one step day in, day out, over and over and over again, and ignoring all of the mess that's going on around you. Just doing the work, getting there, and thinking about how can I do this work day in and day out, and try to enjoy the process whenever you do it. It's never going to be easy when you do this, but you simply just have to get there to get to the point where you're actually doing it day in and day out, and going home and relaxing and knowing that you did a good day's work. And on those days where you don't have a good day's work, realize that, hey, you actually put in the effort, and that's actually what matters, is that you actually did it, and you do that over and over and over again. There's no magic to any of this stuff, and I've repeatedly said that. That's almost like what I say on a daily basis in my head, and you could see it. There's no magic. You simply just have to put in the time, the effort, and you repeatedly do that. The other thing you have to realize is that nobody is ever going to come to the rescue. There's not going to be that one famous person that's going to change everything. It happens to some people, but to most people it's never going to happen that way. You're simply just going to have to keep putting in the work day in and day out until it actually happens for you. And that's all there is to it. There's no real magic to it. And you just got to keep doing it over and over and over again. And if there was something that was a magical trick, if there was this easy way, the whole market, everybody that's there would pursue that one easy way, that one little easy trick. And then because of that, that easy trick disappears. There's nothing to it other than just putting in the hard, grinding, painful work that nobody else wants to do. That's why it's so impressive. That's why people look at it. It's not because of the fact that it's like, you know, it's some brilliant insight. Brilliance is a tiny, small part of it. But why people are impressed with these things is because that they themselves can't do it, because it's too hard, or they give up on themselves. They cannot get there. But it's you, that one person, whoever is listening to this right now, you're the one that's going to get up and get going and do this thing. And so I don't care how old you are, what your genetic makeup is, whatever, all of that kind of stuff. That stuff all matters. It really does matter. But the only thing that you can change in your life is to get up and get going every single day and doing it repeatedly. And if it means for you yourself, because of the limitations you have and the developmental difficulties you have and all of those things, means just doing 1 hour a day, well, that's it. That's your 1 hour a day. And that's, you should be happy with pursuing it for 1 hour a day. And you do that over and over and over again. That's how you survive doing anything that's big, like a PhD, your undergraduate education, writing a book, doing anything. You just get up and you do it. And you smile when you do it, and then you go home. That's it. No magic. Just like everything else in life. All right, with that, give me a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.